local cemetery has installed a new fence, and that appears to have stopped the wild boar entering the cemetery, causing damage. And so occasionally I check just to make sure that everything looks clear, no activity. Okay, so on our first trail cam we can see at the end of February here we got this, I'm guessing this is a female here. She seems to be on her own. Here's another one, a smaller one. Now this is across the same patch, the same copse in the forest. We have this red fox here. We see this one all over the place. It's very sensitive to the infrared lighting off the camera. Now here we go, the wild boar, our first wild boar in part 3, and it's just foraging for food here. Not a great shot, but at least I'm in the right part of the forest. Okay, so we have there was a female lying on the ground here. We've got the male. These two are always together. I've got a nice bit of video footage coming up shortly, a close-up with the trail cam. But it's nice to see the different settings available for the thermal imaging camera. You can see, depending on the situation, different colours enhance the antlers and the different body parts and the trees and the foliage. So yeah, I just thought it was a good example. I see these guys all the time. They basically are permanently in the forest, just here. Okay, so again, I'm guessing this is a female coming through on the 27th of Feb, and on the 2nd of March. I'm guessing this is a male here. He's a medium-sized male. He's on his own. Quite often it looks as if the males are on their own. And just 3 minutes later, this large male, he's the big one, seems to be following. So I don't know whether he's warning off the other one. Now this one here, I'm not sure if this is a male or a female, but middle-sized, and this is only a few minutes after the other two. So okay, this is the next morning at 4 AM. We've got this again, I'm assuming this is a male. Foraging. It could be a female. It's hard to tell at this. It's not close enough. And then here you go at 6 o'clock in the morning. You get 4 separate boar running. So you've got 2 younger ones there. So I guess the first 2 are probably females. And then here we go. This is quite interesting. 8 o'clock in the morning. We've got I think it's 6. Look at all the piglets following the mother. So these are scampering through the forest here. That's the 3rd of March. And then half an hour later you've got these 2. Now these 2 are funny characters. You have they're basically cleaning each other and licking each other's ears and grooming each other. It's quite sweet. They were there for quite a while. Basically, just look at the way that tongue's gone deep down there. Anyway, but they're looking after each other, and yeah, maybe I should have cut this a bit shorter. But this is just a short part of what they were actually up to. Now here you go. This is on the 6th of March, 5 o'clock in the evening, quite early. You got this male here, and he has a small female with him as well. But it looks as if he's got scars on his neck. You'll see another shot of him, another angle in a minute, from the left side of his neck. Just here, look. Now I'm not sure if that's just sweat or the way his fur's arranged, but it looks as if he's got scars on his neck. Yeah, I guess we've got to see, because the longer we go taking pictures of him, if these marks move around on his neck, then it's probably not scars, but we'll see. And here's this female in the same clearing in the forest. I do have a camera there right now, which I'll pick up probably in a couple of weeks. Give it a chance. But nice shot here, lovely fur. Now look at this, on the 12th of March we seem to have, I think this is a different family, although it's hard to tell. I mean, it could be the same as the one that ran past earlier on the 3rd of March, but it's hard to tell. But there was 7 there. So here we go, we've got a martin. In Germany it's called a Marder. The same log, but we have a blue tit in the day trying to land on the camera. And here we go again, on the 26th of March we've got the Marder, or martin in English. They really do like climbing on logs and climbing up trees and various things, which you'll see in a minute. And the same log, we've got the red fox, spots the camera and then does a quick exit. Always the same. Now this one's a funny one. I don't know if this is a fox or not. It's very similar to a fox, but the dimensions are different. It's a lot smaller. From the lower chin to the upper part of the nose, nozzle, it's a lot thicker than a fox. A fox has a very slender muzzle, but on this thing, I'm not sure what it is. It looks like it's possibly in the fox family, but he's walking towards me, and then I'm just standing still in the middle of the path, and then he spots me, and he's thinking, I'm not sure what that is, but I don't like the look of it. So you can see from the profile the thickness of the skull. It's a lot different to a normal fox, so it could be a different variety, I don't know. But he's going round me. He basically does a complete circle around me and then exits 180 degrees from where he came in. So he knows where he's going, but he wants to keep his distance from me, which is understandable. And these two live close to the golf course, and here's the second one. They're always going out every night. Sometimes they're together, but there's a bit of a distance between them, so you might find that they're just a few minutes apart. So I don't know if they're too young or a mating pair, I don't know. Now this one here, this is a female. She's always she's quite relaxed when you walk past. She doesn't dart off. And then we have the lake. There's like a pond, and we have a breeding pair of, I'm not sure if they're ducks. Try and find them in the day. And this is interesting. This is a bat flying over the path, and what you see is the only warm part is the body. You don't see the wings very easily, probably because the wings cool down with the air temperature, with all the, you know. Now this is the Marder again up the tree. This is a fallen tree leaning against another one, so he can run up and down without too much trouble. I think it's the same one we saw earlier in the video, and yeah, he's not particularly happy that I'm there, so he hangs around for a few minutes. I think I was standing there for 5 or 10 minutes, and then he decided to leave, and as he crosses here you get a good shot there, the thermal imaging shot, and here it is again on the trunk, which is actually behind the tree that you just saw that he was climbing on. and he obviously has an itchy bum, so no, they seem to mark everywhere, same as the badgers. This is the badger set, and he's always marking the territory, or she is. I guess it's his. Yeah, I'm assuming here he's marking again, and yeah, digging up the ground around one of the entrances. The entrance there he doesn't seem to use very often. And not long after, you've got the red fox. Now this one's interesting, and the reason is I wasn't sure what it was from where I was standing initially. But then I realised it was actually the badger from the badger set, because we're not far away here. And they spend a lot of time scratching, digging, sniffing around the logs, old logs, probably because of the insects. And then he ran towards me, and I'm thinking, I've got to get out of the way here, because I don't want to surprise him and get bitten. But he veers off to my right. There's a little toilet stop here, and then carries on. Now at some point here, he seems to stop and look in my... Right here, he was behind the tree. I wasn't sure if he was coming towards me behind the tree, so I was a little bit cautious. And then here, he seems to stop, wait for it, there, and then looks my way. So I'm wondering whether he catches my scent and realises I'm close, but then trots off into the forest. Not before sniffing around this other log here. We've got a Sparrow-hawk here. Now, I thought that this was a beautiful shot because it's in the daytime, 8 o'clock in the morning on the 12th of March, and he has a swift or a sparrow or skylark or something. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but it's still alive in his right claw, and it keeps struggling, and he squeezes it. It's obviously in pain. Look at it. Its beak's wide open. It's suffering here. Yeah, it's difficult to... you kind of feel sorry for the bird, the swift, but you know, he has to eat. So, but an interesting shot, nevertheless. Now here, I'm just walking through the forest from ground level perspective, from an animal's perspective. So here's one of the two main entrances to the badger set. This one seems to be used quite a bit. You can see the footprints in the sand there. And this general area here, it looks as if we've had wild boar, but I've also seen the badgers digging up the moss and looking for insects as well. So, but because of the amount, here's an entrance it doesn't use very often. It has spiders' webs in it, but I guess it will if it needs to. And look at all the damage here. This is all moss being turned over. I know the badgers do this, but this is an awful lot, so I would have assumed this will be the wild boar. I put a camera here for 2 weeks to see if I could catch them, to find out what was causing it, but here's the trail cam. Didn't catch anything, so waste of time. So I moved it over to another location. It was over there, and I've now moved it to another tree. Overlooking one of the entrances to the badger set here. And slightly to the top left corner here of the screen, now in the middle, that's the main entrance that seems to be used majority of the time. We're in the right area. We'll keep going till we get some better thermal imaging footage. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.